What's going on, people? Welcome back to another JSTV. Back again. I've just got back from Liverpool this afternoon and came back after a disappointed 4-2 defeat. I've got Steve and I've got Paul. Hi to you guys. How are you?
Okay, thanks. Good evening.
And hope you had a good New Year. Good Year. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, savvy. And you had a good New Year.
I was working all day.
Great stuff, great stuff. And also, guys, like the video, like what you watch, make sure you like and subscribe. Super chats are open as well, and just give what the channel is worth. And if you'd like to become a member, there's a link. Click on that on top of the page. Click on that, and it's just 99p as well. Hi to Alan. I hope you're great. Hi to JK. I hope you both had a wonderful, wonderful new year. Can't wait. We play Liverpool and Man U fixtures next season. Yeah. Revenge is sweet. So, Paul, can you take over the show, please, mate? Can you take over?
I can, yeah. So we played Liverpool, our favourite opponents. We really love them. Can't get enough of Liverpool. At Anfield, the game of all games. We've only won there once in the 90s. And we went to see if we could get anything out of them this time. We got robbed last time. We'll get into what we got this time. A few changes in the game. We had a few changes that Eddie made some decisions. Trippier left out because of an injury. Wilson apparently left out because of an injury, but there were some photos of him boarding a plane to Dubai. Don't know what that's all about. Apparently he has some specialist training over there or something, but that was interesting to see those pictures. Some people are theorising if he's on his way, but I doubt it. I think it's just probably just a specialist or something, because he seems to be constantly injured, the poor lad. He seems to have been born injured. And then we brought in, I said it in the preview and people were getting angry, but I said that Dan Burn would start, and he did. Liverpool started as well, because obviously losing Trippier. Then you got Joe, who started in the place of Almiron, who was dropped, which was good. I thought it was refreshing. I think he deserved to drop because he wasn't playing well, and I think that made sense to drop a player who's really is bang out of form. And then obviously I don't know what the tactics were for most of this game. Look, we're going to talk about the big incidents, but I felt that we were very, at times, very negative. Obviously Liverpool are going to come at us. I get that. But I thought it reminded me very much of the PSG game a little bit, where we seemed scared to attack at times. And Liverpool were at times, our midfield at times looked invisible. One ball was doing us over and over and over again. It was that one ball just made our midfield look like, stupid, really, at times. Dubravka had his Man United game. Unbelievable. Just saving anything and everything that was thrown at him. Good lad. Look, he's let in 4 goals, and he'd be annoyed at that, which tells you everything about his performance. Again, 2 of them, I feel... one's just not right, shouldn't happen, and then the other one's avoidable. Well, 2 of them are avoidable on defensive lapses. It's really poor, sadly. But to be fair, even without the 2 penalties, Liverpool should have won this game by 7. I hate to say it.
Oh, well,
but they
would have.
Yeah, it was really. It wasn't. Look, it was it's a weird one, isn't it? Because I feel that we were better than Forest second half. I felt it was better than Luton. I did feel it was a better, there was things in it that were good, but there's still problems, and there's still things in defence that's not great. What's your thoughts on it, buddy?
Well, I don't know what is going on, but I seem to think that we play better against the better teams, and for some reason we don't play as good against the lower teams. No disrespect to Forest and Luton. They played it as our own game. And with Liverpool, we had to step our game up. And I think it just seems like we step our game up against bigger teams, because you look at the run we had, beat Man United, we beat Chelsea, we beat Arsenal. Those games we won. We were so good, and we had a weakened side for most of those games, not our top side as well. So I think that's where our problems. I think we give not enough respect to the smaller teams, and we let them get away with it. We at Forest, Chris Wood scored 3 goals against us, and two of those goals, I think, were caused by basically the players at the back had no pace. They were tired. Yeah. We haven't got the team at the moment to play anyone any good, and Liverpool was always going to be a tough game, whatever happened.
Yes, yeah, I agree with that.
And I think literally we just, at the moment where we are at the moment, until we get all our players back fit, we're going to have problems. And we got subs is our problem, because who do you bring on if someone goes off? We're having to bring on third string players in. We've already got our second string on the pitch because half our first string are gone. So we're bringing in then second on. Lascelles gets injured. Others get injured. We're having to bring our third string on.
And look at what they're bringing on. They're bringing on
no respect.
Yeah.
No disrespect to those players, but they ain't good enough to be in a first-team Premier League club. They're players that we use just to have. Rui Smiley, he's young. He's got a lot more to learn. He is a good player, but we can't be relying on a young player. It's too much pressure on him. Game like this at Liverpool, lose this game. That's the type of game that can put a bit of pressure on a younger player.
Yeah, I mean that's it. I've got the chat down. I haven't got control. I need to ask someone to give me a button or something. So I'm keeping up with the chat here. So thank you for your comments, guys. I'm just going through some of these. So thanks to Alan. Nice to see you, buddy. Luca, Arsenal fan. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for that. You're live at 7. Very kind of you. John's all right. He's just dealing with a phone call. Alan says hello. Hi, Amy. How's it going? You're right. John's saying that we need another striker. Definitely. Callum Wilson, obviously he's fit. He scores goals, which is a really good thing. But we just can't score against. We just can't have people like Chris Wood scoring a hat trick against us. But it's true, because we're just dealing with Isaac up front by himself. Again, we're stuck in this situation where we're having to overplay players, and then Isaac might get injured, and then this has been a problem this whole season. Has just been like, we always seem to be playing catch up. We get a player back, and then you lose someone. You get a player back, then we lose 2 people. We've never, I don't remember the last time where it was like, everyone's fit. Everyone's good to play. Let's just keep going. Thanks for your comments, guys. Need some cover in midfield as well. John's saying that's a really good point. Yeah, we definitely do. God, Damien saying dump the goalies. I thought Dubravka stepped up a little bit today. Yesterday, like he still isn't the answer. I get that he is not the full-time answer, but I think he probably had his best performance for us yesterday in a long time. Do you need to get rid of some of our current squad in the summer to build a stronger team? John, mate, 100%. I mean, look, you look at the team, like the whole squad on paper, and you still got on our books. We've still got a lot of players that are with us when we got relegated. And again, that's a testament to them in one way, but also just shows you the lack of investment we have had. The fact that people like Isaac Hayden, bless him, good servant to the squad, to the team, but he's still on our books. Jeff Hendrick is still on our books. Do you know what I mean? We've got all these people who are never going to touch our squad. Is Ryan Fraser technically still on our books? He's on loan, right?
Yeah,
right?
I think he. I'm not sure if he's still on our books, because I know he's at Slampton, wasn't he? I think technically he'll be out of contract when that ends.
That's good. Just again, it's just another player we don't need. You know, no offense. It's just another player that we don't need.
But a couple of the players that are still on our books are because of the homegrown thing where we got to have 5 homegrown players in the squad.
Yeah.
So things like Matt Ritchie is one of those. Gillespie's one of those. I can't remember. Say Dummett is one of them. And like say Miley's going to be classed as a thing, and Longstaff. But I can see I can see Ritchie going this season. I think at the end of the season because we're going to have to bring in more. Because if with FFP we got to get rid of some of the lower string players to compete with that.
Yeah, to compete with the higher people. Mackie, thanks, Mackie. Dubs was a hero last night. He definitely was. See what happens on Sunday with Sunderland, Colton. Yeah, mate, my life. Don't even. I don't even know what the reaction is going to be if we lose to that lot. I can't even. We're not going to lose to them. Come on, we're not going to lose to them, please. John saying Dubs has been played outstanding. Yeah, definitely has. He's better. He's making some quicker decisions, which is good. Good to see. Mick saying thanks, Mick. I've been crying out for a natural sided wide player all my life, mate. Yeah, for the last 2 seasons. DRB, look, it was funny, Mick, because DRB, I know we're kind of still pining after him. But I've seen some Villa fans, I know some Villa fans, and they get frustrated with him. They say that he's kind of got like no end product. I mean, I don't watch Villa every week, but I've seen some Villa accounts get quite frustrated with him. So I don't know if he's, the exact answer that we want in 100%, because I've seen, like I said, a lot of people get annoyed at him. Do you think Eddie Howe will stay, or can you see Newcastle sacking him, says Hasper? I mean, look, it's one of those, the thing for me, I don't know how you feel on this. And I hate saying this, if we lose to Sunderland, he loses a lot of the fan base. A lot of the fan base. Not many managers survive losing to Sunderland. I hate to say that, but it's true.
I can see, if we did lose to them, there could be a bit of backlash. But what the fans are going to think again as well is the squad at the moment, they're tired. We've got a lot of injuries. Depends what squad we're going to be able to put out on Saturday. We won't know till Friday who's available. Now, if you come on Friday and we've got a lot of our players fit that are available, then yes, we should be beating Sunderland. But we don't know what we're going to have on Friday. Because you look at December, we played 10 games in 30 days, right? That's put a lot of toll on our team. We've still got that. And that's how. So we just got to walk over. And they're not training as much because they're playing game, rest. I think this 5 days is the longest they've had off to that from Monday to there. It's the longest they've had off all for the last month.
It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
So about that, guys, I was on BBC Radio in Newcastle and had my say. So, do you know what? I'm not that bad. I love the media work, don't I? Sorry, but guys, if you like to watch, exactly do like and subscribe. Super chats are open, and if you'd like to become a member at 99p, and it's also live on Insta and X as well, and also house rules as well. No negativity comments, and if you do, you are out. End of story. Let's go on to Alan, lads. We just saw Callum at the end of the season. For me, he's injury prone. Do you know what? If you get another striker in, then we have to look into it as well. Hi to Amy P. Love you lots. I think we need another striker first if it's possible. I will keep Callum Wilson when he is fit and scores goals. He isn't someone you want to score against. You just like Chris Wood did. That's a fair shout, JK. That's a fair shout. Big up to you, man. Big up to Shelley B. Where's this Dubravka been for the last 5 weeks? He was excellent last week. Absolutely right. He was amazing, Shelley. Do you know what I mean? There could have been 7 or 8 or even 9. Do you know what I mean? I can't lie. And I hope you enjoyed the match, Shelley B. And I didn't see you last night. I would have loved to as well. Can't wait till we get to Nally gets back. We missed him badly. Alan,
Yeah.
you know what? Badly missed him, by the way. Let's be real about it. He would have settled into the play 110%. saying all the best to Amy and not to Miss August exactly. But you need some cover in the mid in this position. That's some JK. Dump for goalies, dump for get a good striker. You've got it. And I think we do need to get rid of some of the current squad in the summer to be a strong team. JK, we got to build every single year, mate. Got to build every single year. It's as simple as that. And got one here from hi to people in the chat as well. Alan's chatting to Amy. Would you like to replace us to Nally? I still feel you should get another striker in. Somebody did not. And you got 12 people. Thank you very much indeed, Luca. Do check out Luca's channel as well. Thank you very much indeed. You got defeated in the last 2 games. That's not good, is it, Luca? I can tell he's not very happy at all. If we can get Sule from Dortmund, he would be a great partner for Botman and Charles. JK was after him in the summer, but he chose to go to Dortmund. So I don't think he'd be leaving anyway soon. Big up to Mackie Jack. Yes, he was amazing when he needs absolutely amazing. And see what happens on Sunday and Saturday at Sunderland. We're going to talk about that on the preview show in the week as well. And those that are standards of our players just need to communicate and make better and quicker decisions while on the ball, off the ball. We gave the ball away so many times yesterday.
My life. Oh, my life.
Criminal, man. We're going to talk about that as well. We'd be kind of for a natural side of winger, playing for the last 2 seasons. I'm so gutted we didn't approach Naby last summer. We had so many times to get him. Let's be honest. Nah.
Yeah, well, I was just saying, John, before you came back on, that I've seen a lot of Villa fans annoyed at Diaby for being a lack of creative talent. So, do you know what I mean? Sometimes the grass isn't always greener because the fans for Villa, like I was saying, a lot of my friends are Villa fans, and they were saying that they're sick of him. They can't stand him. So, it's one of those where they're mad at him for not supplying goals. So it's a tough one.
I think sometimes with players, just because they're a biggish name, just because they're who they are, they can come into a team. But if they can't play with a team, it's the players around them as well. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, if they can't play together and they don't know each other's game, then it's never going to work. They've got to blend. They've got to blend together. It's like the old days. You know, when we were younger, you'd only have like 3 big stars maybe in the team. You'd have a striker, defender, midfielder, and you'd build your team around those players because they'd be like you wingers, right? You wingers, you got to be passing this ball to the striker. So whatever thing you got to be passing to him, you got to be passing. He's the one who'll be scoring the goals. Yeah, and that's the way it was blended. And I think some teams still need to be looking at the way they do things. And if you haven't got players that can blend around that one guy, useless.
Totally agree. Let's go on to Hotspur. So big up to Hotspur TV, by the way. Big up to you, man. Do you think Eddie Howe was there, or can you see Newcastle sacking him? For me, he would not be sacked. I don't want him sacked. I heard people saying that if we lose on Saturday, then it could be on the spot of bother. But for me personally, I don't think he'd be sacked. He would not be sacked, but I'd be astonished and amazed if he did as well.
This way, if the fans are annoyed now, the problem is that if he loses to Sunderland, the fans turn nuclear. That's the problem. I'm not saying I agree with it. I mean, I'd be really annoyed to lose to Sunderland. Of course, I'd be annoyed, and I will be angry about it. But I just, look at the kickoff we're getting at the moment. Some of it is, I'm not saying all of it's deserved because some accounts up there are just completely mad. But some of it, some of it is, it is warranted. Some of the, even though we haven't even got into the game really, some of the decisions were ridiculous. They were ridiculous. But like we're saying, if it wasn't for Dubravka, Liverpool should have won that by 5 or 6, as Gary Neville and Peter Drury kept saying about 50 times last night. They really love us. Those two love us.
This offsides thing is doing my head in. I think they need to be putting a line and a line. So basically, to me, you have to be a certain distance with your body in front of another player, right? To me, how they could put that goal offside we scored, to me, that wasn't offside. You literally, body, you know what I mean?
No was theirs.
No. I mean, you're side to side to me, just because your head and an arm is slightly in front, but the bodies, the legs are even. With the Forest, we had the same at Forest. To me, the game, the bodies, I mean, to me, it has to be to do with legs, not your body.
Yeah. Okay.
Stupid.
Okay. Exactly. Crazy, man. Absolutely crap. Big up to AB, by the way. Here after Sehu Grassi. Is he from the Bundesliga? Stuttgart, and he's from Stuttgart. Yeah, but AC Milan's after him as well. And they won 5 million. He wants 5 million a season, 5 million euros, and Milan are saying, I'm not paying that. So we'll see what happens. Taldek's excuses, he's playing his favourites end off. We're going to talk about Dan Burn later. It is simple as that. The next comment I'm not going to read out. It is not true. And you know what? It's out of respect. Sorry, Jay. I get the message, mate. PF will be looking for a fast turnaround as they want results as much as we do, and they will want it to generate as much revenue as we can. That's in JK. That's a fair comment. That's a fair shout. It's our project, and he's going absolutely nowhere. Thank you very much, Luca. And got Howlin. 100%. I agree. Fitness would dictate Saturday. Eddie, you and not for the fans turn on him. If we do lose, I don't think we will, though. I mean, for me, Shelley, all right, I'm going to be honest now. I'll be happy for a draw and take it back to St. James's. That's how bad it is. And I'm sorry to say that. I said on Newcastle, and you can totally understand as well.
Are they doing replays though?
Yeah, cool stuff. Look forward to that one.
I don't think so. I don't think replays are in the FA Cup this year.
Is there not? It's no.
I think I could be talking rubbish. It happens often, but I don't think replays are this year. I think they binned them, right? I swear, I could be wrong. I need to look it up, but I swear they binned the replays.
Yeah, fair dude. We all know it's going to be a tough month, and I've seen the poll this morning where 61% of the votes for the fan base were behind Eddie. That is brilliant. Whoever did the vote, big up to that poll. I understand this is a relegation format in a minute, and things can change quickly in football. Aston has to Alan. And if the Mackens played Liverpool last night, what do you think the score would have been? I tell you what, I mean, Dubravka really ran on the match again, and lucky to get a draw at this rate. Thoughts on Eddie's position at the club? We do that, and we get Shelley's comments, and we're going to go on to the game. I mean, in my
he's in trouble. You can't. I mean, look, I don't want Eddie sacked. I'm not saying that, but I'll tell you right now, 8 losses in the recent past. It's not good form for anybody. It's not. And I love Eddie. Eddie's done fantastic things for his club, and I'm not personally asking for him out. And I don't think Amanda would or Mirdad. I think they're both happy with him. My worry is the problem is that PIF have an opinion as well, and I don't know if they care about how much we like a manager. I hope they do, but for me, it just worries me if someone's feeding back going, "Did you know we've lost 8 games?"
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. That's my worry.
I think, I know what it is, Paul. I am going to say, right, I mean, I want Eddie to stay, right? But if the owners think something different, we're going to have to make the decision. Their club at the end of the day, they put the money in. Do you know what I mean? We spent over, 200 million deep, right? Not to be in 9th at the minute. Do you know what I mean? We should be progressing. But we got injuries, I get that. But at this moment in time, I think, it's just the goals conceded as well. Can't get beat 3s and 4s and 3s again and 4s again. It is absolutely incredible. Do you know what I mean? But, excuse me, I try not to be negative, but we've got to speak facts as well. But I think Eddie, as much as we love him, he's got to find formula very quickly. Otherwise, I'm going to be worried for this guy. Seriously. Big up to Shelley. What are people's thoughts on the transfer window? We're going to talk about that tomorrow, by the way, but I'll go with me. The striker, a CDM. We definitely need a keeper. We definitely need a number 6 and the right side of midfield. That's what we need. we can get 4 players in, then that'll be an 8 out of 10 window, Shelley. So
I don't think we're getting 4.
fair enough. Let's go on to the game.
Again, it's just the wording and the stuff that's going around. It sounds like it's going to be like we're going to be lucky to get 1 player through the door. I know. I hate to say it. It's just, we've had a moaning on about money and what we haven't got to spend.
Mm-hmm.
But we seem to be the only club that really cares about FFP as well. There you go.
I think we've only got 1 loan, I think, left.
1 loan, yeah.
Yeah, someone was saying. And that could be Calvin Phillips.
Possibly, but it looks like keep every day a different story with him. Apparently, Fulham and another club were in for him today, or some rubbish. Juventus are back in for him. Apparently, this is what this month is. But apparently, according to our favourite Twitter account ever, I won't name him. Everyone knows who I'm talking about. He's already signed and sealed and delivered. He's already in Newcastle. He's already signed.
I think we know who it is anyway. What?
I'll believe it. I'll believe it when it's on our website.
Exactly.
Correct. And let's go on. Let's snack on to the game. I've got some more comments with that later on. We've got loads. Keep them coming in, please. Yeah. And like, subscribe as always. Super chat's open, and we've got 30 people in the building as well. So thank you very much for turning up as well. I appreciate that. Let's go on to the game itself. I mean, Miggy's been dropped to the subs bench. Trippier and Wilson out altogether. For me, Livermore played at right back. Dan Burn, left back, as captain as well. Miley alongside Bruno and Sean. And Anthony Gordon on the right. Joe on the left. And Isak up front. And I mean, we didn't start well, Paul. It was Liverpool. I mean, in the second minute, Trent had a shot which defended just wide on the player. And then in the 8th minute, Isak side the balls to Miley, took a shot which was brilliant defended by a defender. And then also Dubravka, we got to talk about Dubravka. He made some saves and made an excellent stop from Nunes. He made another save from the same guy as well. Made a penalty save from Salah. We was over with shot, Paul.
I'll tell you what, mate. Dubravka had his Man United game again.
Mm-hmm.
He had his Tim Krul at Tottenham game today, and he still had 4 against him, and he'd be annoyed at that. Look, we looked all over the place. Liverpool are going to start quick. Again, we tried to be psychological. I like the idea. We've tried to make them shoot towards the Kop first half to annoy them, and to make that more in our favour. It worked to an extent, I guess, but they were very quick, very fast. They knew. Klopp would have told them before the game, we win this and we go top, and we're 3 points clear for now. Arsenal are just messing it up, and City are probably going to be their nearest rivals this year. I think Arsenal are on their decline now. This is what they do, Arsenal. As much as I, like the club, it's just, sadly, this happened last year where they had like a downturn, and it looks like that's what they're doing at the moment, and a lot of fans are getting upset with Arteta. That looks like they're going down a bit. So Liverpool beating us, gets on top of the table, so they're going to be up for the game. And they really were up for it. They were shooting, they were doing very nice football. Like you say, some decent defending here and there. We were battling. Dubravka, like we were saying, was fantastic. But again, are we going to do officiating in another section, or should I just get onto the penalty?
Yeah, just go to the penalty if you want. The penalty.
For me, I don't know what the point of VAR is. What's the point of this existing? Because I'm sorry, both penalties are not penalties. He's put his foot out, yes. He's jumped over the foot and then fallen over and given a penalty. And they're happy with that. VAR happy with it. John Jury happy with it. Whatever his name is. Gary Neville loved it. They were pro Liverpool. Oh my God, it was Liverpool fans TV last night. I tell you that. Them moaning on. Dear me. How much they were. Liverpool is so silky skills. Oh, dear me. It was a loving. It was a horrendous decision. I was thinking, well, he's obviously dived. And they'll go to VAR and see that he's dived. Nope. whatever. And then I was thinking, you know what? This would be justice if Dubravka saves this, and he did. It was a terrible penalty. Fair play to Dubravka, he's done it. And then Trent, that's the worst finish of his career, because that's an easy knock into the corner. Dubravka's nowhere near it. Not his fault. It's because he's just saved the penalty. But it should have been 1-0 then. But Trent skied it, so we got a bit lucky there. And I tell you what, I was thanking our lucky stars that 0-0 at half time. I was thinking, I don't know how we've done that. We've done it. We scored a goal ourselves with Dan Burn that was apparently offside because of Isaac. Again, as we were saying before, this is where VAR again frustrates the life of me, because they're judging it based off an arm. I forget. Can you score from your arm? Can you? Because it's the same thing. The same thing to Isaac last season. They counted it, and I'm saying this the same for Liverpool's offside goal. By the way, I'm not just being biased to Newcastle, because the one that Liverpool scored was also onside that they didn't let in. It was the same position, literally. Yeah. So I don't understand that they that's fine, but ours now it's off, when it was pretty much frame for frame the same position where. I can't remember who they were saying was offside for Liverpool. I forget who was meant to be offside, but who cares? But yeah, theirs wasn't offside, ours was. And it was the same thing. It's exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
No lines were drawn for their goal either, which was frustrating. And then anyway, so, they go 1-0 up in the second half very quickly. Naive from us, we're up attacking. Joe Linton... Love him. He had a good game, I thought. But he's whacked it straight to a Liverpool player, and they've broke on us and scored. The back four at shambles again. I mean, Dan Burn, sorry, he had another bad game. But so did a few people. I mean, Shah's out of position. Botman, I love Botman, but he was in no man's land at times. It's a tap in. It's an easy goal. But then out of nowhere, I'm thinking, well, that's it, game over. 3 or 4-0 now. They'll just walk it.
Yeah.
We bring on. It was clever. We bring on Almiron. They think these lot have lost it. They bring on Almiron, and then Gordon comes out the pass of his life. Unbelievable pass to Isaac. And I tell you what,
that is a brilliant pass.
That is some finish. That is Thierry Henry-esque. That is a beautiful goal. Unbelievable. I tell you what, Alexander Isak, he is some player.
He is. And I tell you what, right, he is fantastic. Give it a couple more years, this guy is going to do bits in Newcastle. Out of the three, out of Bruno and Isak, I'd rather sell Bruno. I keep Isak all day long, because that guy scores. He's class. Del Boy got a TV. Big up the Del Boy, a big gooner, right? I spoke to him years ago. How out are the two now returning on them? I'll call her back on the channel. Now, YouTube wasn't around, right? But he did say on the channel, I did a watch along a couple of years back. He said that Eddie Howe is not the right guy for Newcastle United. He ain't a big enough name. He thinks Diego Simeone, we should be getting him. Yeah. But I love Del the bits, yeah. And do you know what? We're not turning on him. Some fans are. We're not. But he's got to put it out to the fire between now and the end of the season. And it looks like it's going to be Jose Mourinho if Howe does get the boot. And there you go. On that offside, no goal really had me livid. Well, we use offside. He's definitely offside. No doubt about it. We comment on it in a bit. Our players have to take some responsibility. Not always Eddie's are defeats. I agree. Far to complete joke, just like the referee last night with the dives and give 2 pens. You know what it is, mate? That guy is a Man United fan. He's from Manchester. He's from Manchester. He's there for some Mackham. not even from Manchester. Exactly. I thought they had stopped replays. It will go to extra time and penalties.
I think that's right. I think it's right. I think the FA.
I'm not sure this season, but I know for definitely next season they're not doing them.
Yeah, we'll see. It's going to be interesting. We better win this game in 90 minutes. If it comes to penalties, right, I'm not even going to watch. Hammer and Mackham to give us the boost we need. Yep, Paul, thank you, man. John's chatting to Alan. It was sad, bless. Depends how much weight you put on injuries compared to how much Howard can do to mitigate the circumstances. And Colton reckons that PF will sack Eddie. He doesn't want Eddie at the club. That's his opinion. I don't think they sack him. They've always said it's a long-term project, and it is a long-term project. But what new? What new? Things can change mind as well. I think Man U would take Eddie.
They were honest. They would. They would. Right now,
could work.
They would.
If he goes there, he's got to hit the ground running. I'm telling you, I really do. He's not get time at United. They should have got an experienced manager for the Champions League. Okay, Colton, who would you have taken then? And Steve Bruce for Steve Bruce and Man U.
Yes.
Well, I heard rumours as if they sack Haag, Ratcliffe knows Potter, and he might bring Potter in.
That was a big rumour.
As well. I've heard that as well. But that'd be interesting. But if he couldn't do it at Chelsea, how's he going to do it at Old Trafford? That'd be very interesting. Replays are in the FA Cup this year. I know we replays in the first and second rounds. That's from Jay.
Okay.
Cool. Thanks for that one. FFA will be on us over by £1.
Isn't that the truth? They will, honestly, they can't wait for us to get it wrong. They can't wait for us to get it wrong.
What did 2010? How won't be judged on these games, but the Luton and Forest games are unacceptable. That's from David Knight. Happy New Year to you, David Knight. I hope you're having a fantastic time. I think they probably will. And if you get roll up of Sunderland, then that could be a different story. Newcastle can buy out the whole crop and Premier and start a new league with better refs and VAR. That's important. I like that.
The Magpie League, I like it, yeah.
Magpie League. Why is Huddle getting to start over Burn? What are we not seeing? He's just not defending well.
He doesn't trust him. I don't think he trusts him at all.
Not in a minute. Not at the minute. Thank you, Lewis. First half of the clone on the second half just died. That's an Amy. Yep. I'm afraid so. BS. I agree with paying his wages. Give the lad a chance. 100%. Liverpool, the commentators were terrible last night. The difference in when we scored and they was exactly awful.
I'll tell you what, John. I mean, because you're at the game, right? When we got the 1-1, they honestly, people will agree with me in the chat. When we scored, they sounded annoyed.
The commentators
actually sounded annoyed. Like Gary was like, "Where's that come from?" Absolutely, it was shocking. It really, I mean, and then you had Peter Drury shouting out. It was embarrassing. It was I think it was Nunes or someone did like a little trick or something.
Yeah,
and he was like, what was the phrase he used? It's something really bizarre, like, "Oh, twinkle toes."
I was on another Liverpool channel earlier on, and he said that if he doesn't fix up Nunes, he'll be gone in the summer. And I think he could be right. Are the Sunderland ending on the counter attack? That's my one worry because we do leave big gaps, especially at home.
It's the whole game. It's the whole game. That's how they play. Yeah, that is literally their game plan.
It is. Gary Neville's a disgrace as a commentator. Surely, you know what? If he does a live game, he's awful, but in the verdict, he's not too bad. That Liverpool Newcastle never happened, in my opinion. Just going to strike it off. Bruno tries to fed a passes that leads to turnovers, giving the ball away. Yeah, we've seen that so many times, Amy. We never went to Anfield. We haven't won for 29. Yeah, and it's not through Liverpool teams, it's the refs, but it will change very soon. I tell you, one of these days, we beat them at Anfield. I'll be over the flipping moon. Looks like I'm frozen, guys. Could you take over, Paul, mate? And just talk about Dubravka. We can talk about the first goal. Just talk what you want, man. I'll be back in 2.
Yeah. So, it's like I was saying, we went 1-1, and then you're thinking, "Wow, okay, back in this game." But again, oh my God, this is what was frustrating about yesterday. Again, I've moaned about the decisions and stuff, but again, we get caught out. And again, their tactic is to go towards Dan Burn and catch him out, as he did again. It's walked into the net. It is literally the second goal in particular was walked into the net. It was really, really, really frustrating to see. Because not saying we have like momentum or anything like that, but you get yourself back into a game and you stun them, and then you just let them straight back into it. And then Almiron, Almiron. I can't remember if this was before or after the goal. Forgive me, but he's running in on goal. He has an acre of space to either. I think Sean's running in, so he could have passed it to Sean. Joe's in like an acre of space that he could have crossed it into him to perhaps get a goal. I think maybe Isaac was in there about in and about, so it could have been okay. So he had 3 or 4 options to go for, and he chooses to shoot into Rosette.
Yeah,
and then that was not great from Mr. Almiron. And then they get the third, which again was really poor. I think poor defensively. Again, we're caught out. Again, it's tap in. It's another tap in. And then out of nowhere, I want to see Longstaff on some more corners, though. He was delivering some decent corners. I'll give him that. Botman with a bullet header. Brilliant header. Unbelievable. Caught Liverpool off guard. And this is what frustrates me about the game yesterday. 3-2. I'm not saying we're going to win it. Obviously, we didn't play well enough. But what frustrates me about the penalty in particular, it's 3-2 now. We've got 10 minutes left in the game to perhaps push Liverpool a bit more. Maybe get, you never know. You just don't know. They're nervous because you've got another goal. And maybe you get a third and you sneak horrible 3-3. I don't care. We'll nick the point. I don't really care if we play badly and nick a point in Anfield. Whatever. Now, this is what was most frustrating. But yeah, it's a great ball. Jota's in. He's in. I was thinking, well, that's it. 4-2. No problem. Like, okay, we got ourselves back into it. But he'll score. He goes around Dubravka, kind of. And then he thought it was over. And you think, straight away, I was like, what an idiot. Well, nothing. Whatever. And then the ref pointed to the spot. And I thought, okay, well, the ref's fallen for his dive. Okay, well, VAR, because they're sensible people, are obviously going to see that and think, no, he's clearly dived. And you saw the replay, and anyone, I mean, you've seen the reaction on Twitter, all of that, online, even fans that hate us, Sunderland fans, I've seen Sunderland fans say this, that it's not a penalty. That tells you everything you need to know. Even Liverpool fans were like, it's pretty embarrassing, actually. Dubravka comes out. I mean, again, it's whatever. Dubravka goes to get the ball. He doesn't quite get the ball. He doesn't get he gets maybe... Does he touch? I don't think he touches Jota personally, but apparently he gets some contact. But I don't see a lot of contact there. And then what makes me laugh is that he doesn't go down, and he knows that the angle's against him, so he can't now score. I think if he tries a bit harder, he probably can get the ball in, but he doesn't want to. And then after about 2 or 3 strikes, he thinks, I better go down. And it's like the most delayed dive I've ever seen in the Premier League.
Yeah.
You're thinking, well, they'll not give that because they can see that he's dived. They can see that. And then VAR just go with the on-field decision.
It's a joke, isn't it? Absolute disgrace. You know what I mean? I don't trust. It needs to be formed next season. Have a rep. If you don't do your job, my guy, just quit and get someone in. Get Pellucci Colino in. Go and get him in. You know what I mean? He'd do a brilliant job in the Premier League. Let's be real. Go through some comments as well. Still flying. Thank you very much indeed. Hi to Jay. Big up to you. Our fitness and physio staff need a serious upgrade as well because that I'm doing it. We should be trying to get Lee Well and his team from Southampton. That's a fair
It's interesting that lead physio got he left on the 31st, didn't he?
Yeah. Go and get someone's going to come in and get the fitness right. You know what I mean? But someone ain't quite right there. The ref wanted Liverpool to win. Yeah. Even though he's a United fan. Our players are too comfortable. We need to be more strict on them. Fair dues. Postman Pat. 2 fans won't turn on Eddie. No to Jose. He's on a whopping 8.8 million a season at Roma. His contract is coming to an end at the end of the season. Read what you will. At least he delivers on his promise. How hard is too slow. The club needs to be ruthless to move forward. The ones that aren't good enough needs to go. We can't carry passengers. That's a flipping fair comment there, Brad. Big up to Brad, by the way. I hope you're great. He's from Carlisle or Cumbria, along that way. Pots to Man U from the frying pan and the wok. Alan. He does not like United, does he? He does not like. Horder's not ready for the Premier for Newcastle. Bigger tries to have some. That chance he had, man. Oh, how did he miss that? Placed it over again, Leicester. But I'm not going to criticise.
No.
We're not allowed. We're not allowed. Biggie Wilson, Longstaff, and Burn needs to be shipped to the Saudi. Colton. Liverpool's in the past. Let's have a Sunderland. They're not in our league and never will be. And you know what? I've got it down to a draw for a replay. I really do. Why did you bother getting him then? Holding. Surely could have brought someone else in. That's a fair shout. Bit topic at the bit top, by the way. That ref hates the Liverpool, hence why Linton's got 1 yellow from 4 yellow cards offences. That ref hates Klopp. I thought that was his 5th booking, and he would have been banned for the Sunderland game. And but like I said, I mean, if you look at the midfield, Steve, right, the midfield, we just get carved open again, giving the ball away. Like I said, Bruno's being suffocated as well. We said that, and we need a number 6.
Well, I says we need more. Problem is, was like having Tonali out. You know, where you would have had where you would have had maybe Tonali, Bruno, and Joe Linton. You know, that is your best midfielder we had. You know what I mean? But we're losing Joe Linton, and we're having to have. I'm not saying Longstaff's, useless, but he ain't as good as Tonali. You know, Miley's young. You know, he's still got a lot to learn. And the thing is, when we take Almiron off, Gordon's going over to the other side. Why is Gordon going to the other side? He's best on the right, on the left, not the right. Why are they moving him over? I just don't see it. There's problems there with midfield. As you said, we are missing Tonali big time, massively, and there's our problem at the moment. You know, it's a lot of work to be done, and we've got to try and get through to the end of the season without getting out. We've got to get back into that top 7. If we don't get into that top 7, how much money are the club actually going to be able to spend next season? Because if we're not in Europe, we're not going to be spending much. It's basically buy to sell. That's it. I can see Bruno going.
We're going to talk about him tomorrow in the podcast show tomorrow. If you guys are free tomorrow, and we got also got Rod's Liverpool fan coming on as well. So that'd be very interesting. If you guys want to come on tomorrow, that'd be brilliant.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's go on to Scotty B. Hi, Scotty B. And do you have many defensive injuries? As I felt your defenders, we let you down last night. We got them all back, haven't we? We got all the defenders back, apart from Trippier. Trippier didn't play yesterday.
That's it, really. It's just they just kind of Burn. They target Burn in particular, but then it wasn't just him. I mean, yes, he's at fault for Salah's obviously aimed at him, but it's just they pass it in around our box, and we just, like I said, the two of their goals, they're tap-ins because they've literally walked in and around our defence and just. I mean, it's great play from Liverpool. It really is unbelievable play, but we're not dealing with it. And that sort of stuff last season, we were dealing with that a lot better. And I don't know if it's, you can't say that Dubravka wasn't giving him much confidence yesterday because he was brilliant. So I know Pope is, gives you confidence and stuff, but, it wasn't as if Dubravka was having a bad game yesterday. So I don't know. I would like to say maybe it's lack of training because, as Hal said, that this week's been the first real sessions he's had to get at them for in a long time, which is, which comes with extra football. So maybe it's the fact that it's not as drilled as last season, which again, I'm not happy with that, as an excuse, but it's tough. It's tough to put your finger on it because we just don't seem to be the same unit as last season. And like I say, one ball from Liverpool at times, one ball was cut for our midfield in particular so often. and it was so frustrating because you could just see it coming. You're like, well, that's gone straight through everybody. And I'll tell you what, another thing we need to improve on a million miles is our dead balls, because some of them last night, apart from the corner, which is, to be fair, was a really good corner from Sean, but the free kick from Gordon, some of the other corners, some of the, some of our free kicks, they're terrible. They are awful. They always end, if anyone else has picked up on this, most of our free kicks or corners end up in an attack from the other team. Nearly every single time we do a corner or a free kick, it ends up in an attack and sometimes a goal. We really need to work on our free kicks because they've been awful.
Facts, absolute facts. We got to call it out there because you know what? I mean, some of the Newcastle fans, right? I mean, not that I say anything. And talk about that, right? Off topic as well before we do the player ratings, right? I was standing last night, and when Salah scored the fourth goal, right? I'm going to say this now, right, on my channel, that I do apologise what I said on the vlog yesterday about fans walking out early, after when Salah scored fourth goal. I do apologise for that, okay? I mean, when people have a go, people like YouTubers, people having a go, like other people for virtually no reason at all, then when you get fans walking out, it could be like YouTube haters, I don't know, then you got to get it back. Simple as that, But you got to support your team. Trains wasn't running last night. It was shut at 10 o'clock.
I mean, that's the thing, John. That's the thing that disgusts me, right? Fans leaving if they have to leave, I've got no problem with it because you know what? That's what pisses me. Sorry, I don't know we swear, but that's what annoys me. That they've put a game on at 8 p.m. at bloody Anfield at 8 p.m. for the Newcastle fans to get to. And it's like they do it for TV, and I get it, whatever. But do you know what I mean? They don't think about fans that have got to get there with their kids or whatever. And the last bloody train is at 10 o'clock at night. That's a shambles. Anyone who's been to the Anfield before, because most of the people in the comments here have probably been to Anfield before.
It's my first time.
If you want to get to the train station, if you're on foot, this is obviously, it will take you like roughly, I'm going to give it half an hour, 40 minutes to get to the train station from Anfield, because it's not just down the road from Anfield yet. It's a big walk. I think the bus station is about 20 minutes, 25 minutes, but you might not be getting, they might not be getting the bus, you might be getting the train. And I think that's part of it, that, if people have had to go because they've had to get their train, no problem. And it just annoys me.
I totally get that.
It just annoys me that TV companies keep changing our kickoff. And it's not just us. I'm not just being woe is Newcastle, because other teams get it as well. But it just annoys me when they don't think about these things. They do it and they're like, oh, it'll be great because it's the 8 p.m. game. Brilliant. That's great for viewers. Yeah, for people on Sky, that's great. But the people who go, week in and week out to see Newcastle play all the time, do you know what I mean? Like, not everyone has a car. Not every person on this planet has a car. Do you know what I mean? It just really gets to me when they do this, when they're just like, what, do we put it on this time? Everton was late, wasn't it? Everton was a late kickoff.
Yeah.
Arsenal, I think Arsenal's an 8 p.m. I think I'm right. Is that right? It's 8 p.m. The Arsenal game?
Yeah, I believe so.
Again, you're not thinking straight. I think, again, the last train to Newcastle from the Arsenal game is 10 o'clock at night again. Do you know what I mean? They don't think about this stuff. They don't. This is where the Premier League really winds us up as fans. They don't think or care about us. Like I said, I can get there in the car, no problem, fine. But like I said, not everyone has a car. They have to get a train then, and maybe they have to bugger off, and it's just kind of, they're stuck because they want to stay, and it's great. But if you miss your train, what are you doing? You're sleeping on the floor.
Yeah,
I think maybe what the Premier League need to be saying to, say, like Network Rail, to whoever runs the trains, is that on the nights that these games are on, can they delay the trains to accommodate the fans getting home?
Yeah, that's the thing. You're absolutely right. But the thing is, right, I mean, I do feel, I'm going to be honest, right, I mean, I do apologise, like I said earlier on the vlog, right? I mean, look, and everyone says daft things, it's heat in the moment stuff, do you know what I mean? Yes, I know people are frustrated, but people having to go at me, saying I'm a fake fan, right? Which I'm not a fake fan, by the way, but yet I'm not allowed to call them out for walking out after when Salah got the 4th goal. I think to myself, proper fans there, you should be staying to the very end. Do you know what I mean? Where are you going to go to? Another pub? Don't know, but I was wrong. I'm sorry. I'm not going to say anything anymore. I do apologise. That is it. And I think it's the right thing to say. But how about fans apologising to me, right? For calling me a fake fan, which I am not. I'm a season ticket holder. That's as simple as that. And by the way, if you want to keep trolling us on social media, carry on. But I tell you something, I will not be engaging. And I will not make me anything on you guys. That is it. Thank you, Colton, mate. I appreciate that. Which is true. Which is damn true. Bruno's more attacking. CDM is in the best position for me. I'm gonna have to agree. I mean, you need to be more attacking. Sky and other corporations think about the money, no care for the fans or customers. Scott, you're so right. They used to, but Liverpool fans managed to screw that up. Yeah. We go on to Amy. You have so many trolls. Amy, do you know what? At the end of the day, if you're social media, it's as simple as that. You're going to get that. I get it. Adam Pearson gets it as well. You know, most social media guys gets it as well. Even the big names, AFTV, Lee Gunner, they get it. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's simple as that. Should have seen the Mackems walking out yesterday, and they were winning. So many empty seats, yeah. But the thing is, right, when you're a fan, right, when you're a fan, you be ideally supposed to stay till the end to show your support and clap the players off, no matter if you win, lose or not. Yeah, but someone young of a touch. What it is, right, Paul? Younger fan base, right? Think they're better than we are. They think they're super fans. No, they're not super fans at all whatsoever.
It's this weird thing, right? Like I said, I follow excuse me. I follow football quite a lot, but I also follow music.
Yeah.
So anyone who's followed the channel for a while knows I play guitar and stuff and follow bands. So I follow, you know, some of the bigger rock bands that are out there. Like I've seen Radiohead quite a few times, and the Manics and Led Zeppelin. You know, all the big bands you can think of that are out there. And when I bump into fans of those bands, some fans, I've been asked, like, how many gigs have you been to? And I might say, like, I've been to, let's say, 20 gigs. I've seen Radiohead 20 times. Oh, well, I've seen them 100 times. That means I'm a better fan than you. Okay, does it? I didn't know that. Now, and I've said this a few times, just because I've been going to Newcastle for, God, since I turned 18, I'm 36 now. You know, just because I do that and I travel from Oxford to do it. I was born in Newcastle. I saw Newcastle in my first game when I was 5, hence why I fell in love with them when I was a lad. You know, so I've been seeing Newcastle since I've been a young lad, and I've seen them as a season ticket since 18. Now, like I said, I don't care if I meet someone on their first game at St James's Park. When I go to see them next, and someone comes up and says, "Oh, this is my first ever game," I'm not going to turn around to him and go, "Oh, I've been to 300, 400 games. You're not a real fan. I am." No, I'll be like, "That's awesome. How do you like St James's Park? Who are you looking forward to seeing on the pitch?" They're as much as a fan as I am because they support Newcastle. If you can't get to games, that doesn't mean you're not a fan. If you live in Australia and you can't get to games, it doesn't mean you know, if you're in Newcastle town centre and you can't, you know, let's say you're repping 2 jobs, you got a single family or whatever, and you'd love to go to the games, but you can't quite afford it because, you know, money's tight these days, and you can't go to St James's Park, but you still follow the lads and you still love the lads. You're as much as a supporter as I am, in my opinion, because you support Newcastle. I don't care. All this weird stuff with, I'm a bigger fan than you. I watched them in the Championship. Right? Okay. Good. So did I. But that doesn't make me a better fan than someone. If I watch them in the Championship, it doesn't mean make me a bigger fan. You know, who was doing vlogs back then? Do you know, again, when they're like, "Oh, where were you taking vlogs back in the Championship days?" Who was? Well, name me a YouTuber. Name me any YouTuber that was doing that in those days.
Newcastle Fans TV, maybe. I think they're the only one. The rest of them, the rest of them, I can't remember who it is. I mean, Adam P did his for about last year, 18 months ago. Do you understand what I'm saying?
It's just this weird thing where it's this tribalism thing about, like, if I go to all the games, so I'm a bigger fan than you, I'm a better fan than you. I go to all the away games, blah, blah, whatever. I just think it's pointless. If you're a supporter of Newcastle, you support Newcastle, mate. I don't care. We all make jokes at Man City fans and all that, but do you know what? If I meet someone who tells me they're a Man City fan and they happy to be a fan, fine.
Cool.
You know, if they supported Chelsea last, 2 seasons ago because they were better, and now they're going to support Man City, they are a plastic fan. They know they are. But at the same time, if they follow them and they like watching them, fine. What's the problem? I find it really bizarre, this whole tribalism thing with this, because, like I say, in my opinion, if you follow Newcastle, you're a fan. I don't care who you are.
Facts.
I'll always accept you, whoever you are. Whether you got 1 away point, whether you got 5,000 away points, whether you got blooming 10,000 games in your belt, whether you went to all of Mike Ashley games, whether you boycotted because Mike Ashley, you hated him, and you started going back because of the takeover. That's fine. That's cool. If you were, then more power to you, buddy. That's awesome. But you know what? If you're a fan, I'm a fan of you.
Facts. Absolute facts. And I hope the younger generation listen to every word that Paul said. It's up to them. If they don't want to listen to it,
someone tells me what about the ultras.
Go and educate yourself. Go and re-educate yourself. Simple as that. Because Eileen, by the way, I hope you're okay. And thanks for coming on the other channel as well the other day. Please don't keep apologizing, John. You said nothing wrong. It's all facts, Eileen. Thank you very much indeed. Alan said, John, scrap social media. I tell you what, if I did that, I'll let the trolls win. And Alan, they will not be winning, whoever they are. On a positive note, your attacking threat is something to be admired, coming from a Leicester fan. Big up Scott, by the way. And thank you very much indeed for saying that. And we get our players back. We could be okay, but Leicester's on fire at the minute. We'll see you next season in the Premier League, and I'll be there at the Warcast or the KP very, very soon. And Britop's disagreeing with Colton. I'll show you read it. Mate, you're a proud Geordie. That's from Mr. Diddle. Absolutely right. What about the ultras? I tell you what, can you imagine how the ultras support Newcastle? I'll tell you what. Wow. That'll be interesting. Well said, Paul. Can I have your thoughts on Harvey B? I'm guessing he's still injured. He won't be back until next month. So he started well, but he just got injured. Simple as that. So we'll be back next month, mate. But when he does come back, he's going to be a really good player. A fan's a fan, full stop, and should all stand together. Correct. Been following Newcastle as a fan since 1991 season. Good for you. I'm going to put someone in timeout as well.
Well, we love you. We love you. We love you, Josh. We love you. That's why we're wrong. We love you. Don't worry. We like you.
Yeah.
You're a top Newcastle fan. We love you.
Yeah.
We accept you.
I was going to say it. It's not an action show. It's a football show. I'm 60 years. I'm only 10 when we won the first cup. Went to every home game and still got the program. Mackie, good for you, my guy. Good for you. Big up. You know what I mean? And yes, I know what you mean. Luca, thank you, man. Sunderland have their first 1,000 Hey! Absolutely love it. Absolutely. You've got to love Alan, haven't you? You've got to love Alan. Because of the late night trains, watch the footy fans, but Scousers ruin it. And not count some chickens, things to start for Leicester, but I hope we can ride the next few days, week in, week out with the players of the AFCON. And that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
That's why, I mean, we don't have African players. If we do, I will support them all the way. It's simple as that. Please, everyone, smash the like button, subscribe to this great channel. Big up, Paddle, Scotty B. Thank you very much indeed, mate. I appreciate that. only 27 away from 7,000. Help us out, people. Thank you very much.
Very
Get
close.
drunk and wrecking the trains. Oh, Colin, you gotta love him. Have to try to get out of Newcastle late at night. That's Ricky.
Brick Top, you're one of my favourite people tonight. You're doing great. I like that.
He is, isn't he? Well, we're gonna wrap up the show, but we're not gonna go for the player ratings because I think it's a waste of time tonight. It's gonna be 1. Dubravka, 9 out of 10 for me. Do you agree with that, guys?
8.
8. 8. Oh, 8. Fair enough. 8
Stop harming in front of players. That's my negative.
That's fair enough. Give it 8 out of 10. Then the rest of them, I mean, I'm sorry, but being bouncing scores, so save that time. Right, we're going to even a bit top. Mackie J is giving a 10. Dubravka man of the match by a mile.
Jay Linton had a decent game. I think
Well,
Jay Walk's very good.
Yeah.
I think Isaac, did well with the finish.
Mm-hmm.
I think Joe made the difference yesterday, and he does when he plays. And I think we've missed him. Absolutely missed him.
Yeah, we have. Yeah, it's so good to have him back.
Yeah.
Sean was better than he was at Nottingham Forest. I know he wasn't like brilliant yesterday, but he did have, at least he had a better game than Nottingham Forest, because he was terrible in that game. My God, he was awful. But he had a slightly better game yesterday.
Totally agree. But it is what it is. So we're just going to save the time. Dubravka man of the match. And we're going to wrap up the show there. We're going to be back with a Real Talk podcast show tomorrow. We're going to talk about different subjects. We're going to talk a little bit about how we do against Sunderland as well, and other stuff as well. And that'd be fantastic. And keep your eyes peeled for that. We're going to talk about Bruno G as well. Are we really going to sell him because of the FFP? We're going to talk about it tomorrow night. Keep your eyes peeled for that. If you like the video, like what you watch. Before we go, Steve, where can they find you, mate?
On the social media, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, so all Rock the Tune.
Big up. Steve, Rock the Tune. Do check out his content. It's really, really good. It's fun, and he needs the subscribers as well. Help him out. Paul, we're going to find you on Blank Canvas PC.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and it's Twitter's a funny platform. It's a strange place for fans. All the people that follow me are top people and awesome people. Some of the people need to. I don't know what planet some of these people are on. They make different accounts, fake accounts. They make a bizarre account that's meant to be a funny account, even if it's not funny. It's just racist and not funny at all. I don't know why that's even funny. I don't know how often I've reported this account. I'm hoping that X do something about it, because it's a shambles. How this account is still up there when they're doing some of this stuff they're doing is vile. It really is. Going after people because of accents or color or whatever they do for a living. It's disgusting. We're fans at the end of the day. Who cares?
Exactly.
I mean, like if you really do care about someone's skin color or whatever, then I don't know what sort of human being you are, because why does it matter? If you do a little bit of studying, I teach anatomy and physiology in the college I teach in. So if you want to come and be taught by me, and I'll teach you how our anatomy and physiology is exactly the same, apart from pigmentation and my skin is different to John's. That's it. That's the only difference between me and John. That's it.
Facts. Absolutely facts.
Racism is pointless. It's pointless.
I'll go further as well, right? It doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter where you live. If you live in America, if you live in Australia, Japan, you're a Newcastle fan, you are a Newcastle United fan. It's as simple as that. And all the haters and all the bullies on social media, you are getting blocked. It's as simple as that. I'm not going to give you a second chance, no ifs, no buts. And we say how it is on our channel. Simple as that, whether people like it or not. We respect their opinions. They should respect ours. Simple as that. But anyway, we're going to wrap up the show there. It's been great coming in. Thank you so much for the chat as well. We'll be back for the podcast show tomorrow, the Real Talk podcast. And let's look. Can you put Steve's and Paul's channels in the description, or do they not stream? Steve, you stream, do you?
I just do the videos about the games, reviews and previews and stuff. I only go live now with you, but I do live on TikTok when there's sport on certain times. So I do my live watch-alongs, but I'm not doing live watch-alongs on YouTube at the moment because I just haven't got the following at the moment.
Yeah, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. It's just going to be on my channel, Scott, mate. And when we do play you team, we get you back on next season, mate, and Ant's channel as well. So keep your eyes peeled for that one next season, lads. Unless you're Marty, and yeah, good night to Amy. Love you always. Big up to Lorraine as well, by the way. She cannot make it today, unfortunately, but it is what it is. Thank you, Alan. Thank you, Mackie. And aliens can't be Newcastle fans, which is very, very true. Exactly. So, guys, if you like what you watch, enjoy this new year. I'll be back tomorrow for the podcast show and the Real Talk podcast show. Like, subscribe, and until